a 5-play, 89-yard touchdown drive, 1:20 seconds. That's all it took. Davis on that drive, 3 of 4, 82 yards, 3 different receivers as Western Carolina takes a 7-0 lead over Georgia Tech.
He loves spreading it out to his multiple wide receivers.
Hassan Hall is the deep man for Georgia Tech. Will field it in his own end zone. He will take it out across the 20, banged at the 25, and will plunge forward. 2 more marked down at the 27. All right, Reedy, take us back through that last play. How did Horn get that open?
So it looked like a cover 2. The safety in the middle of the field, Derek Allen, is going to step up. The nickelback, KJ Wallace, is to the outside. I think Wallace expected Derek Allen to be deep. He steps up, and then you see the speed of Terrence Horn, a free release. He splits both of them, and just a great throw, run under it, easy catch. Can't give speedy receivers free releases like that.
So Western Carolina scores a touchdown, their first offensive possession. Let's see what Georgia Tech responds with. Smith, pump fake, throws over the middle, incomplete. Was looking for his big receiver, E.J. Jenkins.
And this is where, John, Georgia Tech, just take a deep breath, right? Got to have some positive plays, get some energy going for this offense.
Dontae Smith in the backfield. He gets the handoff going around the left side, trying to get to the outside. Doesn't get there. Andreas Keaton, he is the leader in the back end, comes in, a loss of 1.
I mean, just inside out, great pursuit by that defense. And here's the thing, guys, FCS players always have a chip on their shoulders that they got passed over by the bigger schools. And now with the transfer portal, you know, the athleticism is really evened out a lot from FCS to FBS, as witnessed there.
3rd and 11. Sims drops back, has time, strong throw on the money. Complete to Nate McCollum, driven out of bounds, a gain of 18.
And that's what Jeff Sims can do. In the pocket, tall, throws an absolute BB here, on stride to McCollum.
So new set of downs for the Yellow Jackets. Smith, the man in the backfield. McCollum in motion. Fake the handoff, dropping back is Sims. In and out of the hands of the defender. That was Ed Jones, who looked like he had an easy pick there.
Ed Jones, one of the new linebackers. I don't think Jeff Sims saw him, because he throws it right to him. Boy, you're not going to get an easier pick if you're Ed Jones. And luckily for Georgia Tech, it falls to the ground.
So Georgia Tech dodges a bullet there on 1st down, brings up 2nd and 10. Smith still in the backfield. Throwing again, and Sims across the field, incomplete. Was looking for Jenkins. Nick Lewis was the man in coverage.
And that's a far throw, right from the far hash. But that's a throw that Jeff Sims, coming out of high school a couple years ago, 4-star quarterback, that's one he can make. Just can't hook up with his big wide receiver, E.J. Jenkins, all 6'7", 243 pounds of him.
Western Carolina showing pressure. They back off here on 3rd and long. Sims, middle of the field, connects. Another 1st down. It's his big tight end, Luke Benson. A gain of 20.
Well, the big tight end is about 8 pounds lighter than the big wide receiver, but yeah, we'll get into that. But that's a great strike by Jeff Sims as he finds his tight end in the middle of that zone. I just don't think Western Carolina defensive line can get to Jeff Sims. They're going to have to try to dial up some blitzes.
4 wide, they decide to keep it now. Here's Sims running over the right side. He is a load to bring down. A gain of 7, tackled by Cam McCutcheon.
So we'll take a look at the run here by Jeff Sims. Right side of the screen, little zone read, he pulls it. Good job by KJ Milner, just not fast enough to get to Sims. The corner comes up, Cameron McCutcheon in run support.
So after a gain of 7, it's 2nd and short. Fake the handoff, rolling out to the left is Sims. He's got daylight in front of him. He picks up the 1st down with his legs, hurdles a defender. Marked down inside the 10 at the 9, a gain of 16.
And that was the biggest worry for Western Carolina head coach Kerwin Bell. He said, we must corral Jeff Sims. We cannot let him get out of the pocket and hurt us with his feet like he did right there.
This is what Jeff Sims did against Clemson. He was not pressured. He knew how to stay with the game plan. Handoff is to Smith. Tries to bounce it. Spinning, end zone, touchdown. Oh, Dante Smith, what a move. A 9-yard touchdown run, looking like he's playing a video game out there.
And that's how you answer right there. Little zone read. Sims gives it to Smith, bounces it, good stiff arm, and then right here, covers up, gets behind those shoulder pads. McCutcheon comes up, doesn't wrap up, and that's what a good running back will do. You'll bounce off that hit and get yourself in the end zone for 6. Nice run, Dontae Smith. Good answer by Georgia Tech.
Now this is what they couldn't do Monday night against that stiff front for defense for Clemson. They want to establish the running game here tonight. After the touchdown run, here's Jude Kelly on to attempt the extra point for Georgia Tech. And the kick is up and good, so we are all tied at 7 apiece off the impressive run by Dante Smith.
I love running backs. Good center gravity, nice and low, little stiff arm, and then smell the end zone.
2019 in Citadel. It was here in Atlanta. Game went to overtime. 37-yard field goal, no good. Citadel never trailed in this game. Their field goal was good, and they pulled off the huge upset, 27-24. And Rini, we asked the coaching staff not just about this, but about Western Carolina facing an FCS team, and all the players, all the coaches said, this is a big game for us. We watched the tape. We are not taking this team lightly.
Well, and Jeff Sims said the message to the team was, we need to treat this game exactly how we treated Clemson the week before. And you know, as sure as the sun comes up every year, multiple FCS teams knock off FBS teams. So these players know that. They know Western Carolina was not going to be a pushover tonight, and they're in for a ball game.
Georgia Tech kicking things off. We are all tied at 7 apiece. Fielding in the end zone is Terrence Horn. He will bring it out. Running up the left side, crossing the 20, and will get a bounds at the 22. Let's send it downstairs to Jalen Johnson.
Guys, when I talked to Carlos Davis this week, he said he knew he was a leader on the field by showing, by how he played, but he's been working on being a more vocal leader. So right before his offense took the field just now, he's saying, we have to respond, let's get back on the board.
Jalen, and that first drive of the game, Carlos Davis showed off. He has an NFL arm.
Yeah, and again, they're going to be aggressive. We had a great conversation with Kate Bell, the offensive coordinator. Wide receiver position against their secondary. And we're going to get after it, and he specifically said vertical shots. Well, we saw what happened last possession.
Desmond Reed is the running back in the backfield with Carlos Davis. 1st and 10 from the 22. The handoff is to Reed. Changes direction, goes over the right side, and they've got speed at every single position. Reed, he picks up a first down, a gain of 16.
Well, and no one sets the edge defensively for Georgia Tech. So as Desmond Reed, the true freshman, goes up, he just bounces it. And you saw Noah Collins, 43, doesn't set the edge. The running back's able to bounce it with speed and pick up the first down.
Western Carolina has 4 plays already of 10 or more yards. They give it right back to Reed, this time over the left side, and a good gain on first down. This is a guy, they say, he never loses speed when he makes cuts.
Well, yeah, and there's quickness everywhere, but, you know, as I look at my notes, I asked Andrew Thacker, the defensive coordinator for Georgia Tech, his points of emphasis: stop the run, eliminate explosives, and stay on top of the route. So far, they have not done that early on in this game.
Reed will stay in the game at running back with Carlos Davis. 2nd and 4. Davis looking to throw. The out route finds his tight end, A.J. Bellinger. And Bellinger completes that for another first down. This Catamounts offense, they have had no trouble moving the ball.
And Carlos Davis understands the offense and reads the defense so well. He knows exactly where to go right away. You saw how quick that ball got out of his hand. Gets it to his tight end, Bellinger, who's able to turn it up and get another first down.
Bellinger, he's a former wide receiver. He was 205 when he came in. Now he's 6'3", 245, but he still has the wide receiver wheels. New set of downs for the Catamounts. Reed in the backfield. Davis looking to throw over the middle, and that one, was that picked off? I did not hear a whistle. Georgia Tech is going the other way with this one. Jalen King. And if he picked that off, that is a heck of an interception.
Well, I believe the ball popped up and hit the back of number 6, Terrence Horn. Never hit the ground. So they called it an interception. We'll get a look at it here as Horn goes down. Oh no, that ball clearly hit the ground.
Rolling on the field is an interception by the defense. First down, Georgia Tech.
This will be should be the quickest replay in the history of replays. So we'll see replay booths right next to us.
Ruling on the field is an interception. That play is under further review.
So they're going to look at this last play. They're going to review it. We will step aside and we'll be back after this. Welcome back to Atlanta. Tie ball game between Georgia Tech, Western Carolina. Take a look at that last play, Reenie.
Well, it was probably the easiest overturn for replay official Mike Shepard. Ball clearly hits the ground, but it happened so fast. I understand why the officials let that go, but an easy call for replay to overturn that. So we're 2nd and 10.
John Triffin, Reenie Angolia, Jalen Johnson on the call here at Bobby Dodd Stadium. Western Carolina get off to a 7-0 lead. Georgia Tech responded with a 9-yard touchdown run. Second drive for Western Carolina. Davis tried to set up the screen, incomplete to his running back, Desmond Reed.
And that's the first throw today, and it was just a screen that I thought Carlos Davis rushed a little bit. I think he could have took his time a little bit more there.
3rd and 10. What are you dialing up if you're Catamounts on offense?
Well, you know, I think some speed outs, but of course, if you throw it underneath the sticks, you guys got to be able to turn up and get it. And if you're Georgia Tech, you really haven't had that much pressure on Carlos Davis. You got to get some pressure from that defensive front.
4 wide receivers set for the Catamounts. A.J. Bellinger, the tight end, in motion now. On 3rd and 10, Davis gets the snap, has plenty of time, steps up, dumps off to Reed, and Reed's got plenty of room in front of him. Across the 25, banging into bodies at the 23. On 3rd and long, the Catamounts pick up 30.
Well, Georgia Tech can't get to Carlos Davis. He steps up in the pocket, great protection, and then the running back, Desmond Reed, just slides out. He was in protection. Hits the true freshman running back out of Miramar, Florida, Miami Gardens, and right down the left side, and another big explosive play for Western Carolina.
How about the poise of Carlos Davis? The pocket collapse, stepped up on 3rd and long, picks up 30 yards. Reed remains in the backfield, 1st and 10 from the 22. Delayed, now they keep it out of the backfield, wide open. Toller Keegley, a 22-yard touchdown. Western Carolina, they came to play tonight.
And it looked like a wheel route to Keegley right down the left sideline.
A 22-yard touchdown pass. And here's Richard McCollum on to attempt his 2nd extra point of the night. Kick is up and good. So Western Carolina retakes the lead 14-7 here against Georgia Tech, as Georgia Tech on their home opener looking for their 1st win of the year.
So watch 19, Toller Keegley. He's going to come in motion and just runs a wheel route. Linebacker doesn't go with him. Wide open down the sideline. An easy pitch and catch for Carlos Davis. And a good job by Keegley.
Carlos Davis tonight is 6 of 9, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns. Here's the best part. 6 different receivers he's already thrown the ball to.
Yeah, and we talked about that in the open because he did it last week and he's doing it tonight, which I really love because what it tells you is he doesn't lock into a favorite guy. He doesn't keep a couple guys. He spreads it out, and the play calling's been great. That's a phenomenal call by Cade Bell there.
Here's Kerwin Bell, head coach, his 2nd season at Western Carolina. Won a D2 national championship at Valdosta State. A former player himself, played quarterback at Florida. He's been all over the map. He is very well respected in the coaching ranks, and he's got something working here at Western Carolina.
By the way, this is really the 1st year he's completely given up the offense to his offensive coordinator, who happens to be his son, Cade. He says he fully trusts him, and so he said it's helped him as a head coach for everything else.
Hassan Hall upended at the 20. Tackles at the 23. Here's Cade Bell. We had a great conversation with Bell, the son of Kerwin Bell. He said he just loves coaching with his father, especially because his father has given him that control of the offense.
Played quarterback for his dad at Jacksonville University. He's coached with him at Valdosta. And it's a great relationship, and they really like their offense. They thought they were going to have production tonight, and they have not disappointed early.
All right, if you're Georgia Tech, how do you respond here down 7?
Yeah, you have to answer first and foremost. I mean, your last possession out, you had a good mix of run and pass. Stick with it.
They're looking to throw on first down. Sims, plenty of time, deep over the middle, overthrows his receiver. Was looking for Malachi Carter. Let's send it down to Jalen with more on Kerwin Davis.
You guys, Coach Kerwin, he said he loves having people that are connected to him on his coaching staff. He has multiple. J.J. Lassiter, wide receiver, played running back for him at Jacksonville. Rudy Small, running back, played running back for Kerwin at Jacksonville. And he said, I believe in family. I want to give guys a chance to come and give me the loyalty that I gave to them. And he just loves being around people that believe in the same thing that he does.
And Jalen, that was what we got from the call with Kerwin Davis. He just loves coaching, loves being with his son. 2nd and 10, looking to throw again. Complete, that is Kalani Norris over the middle, a gain of 17.
Yeah, just a little skinny post here by Norris. Good job by Sims, putting it on him, split between the corner and the safety.
New set of downs, they're gonna keep it. This is Sims running over the right side, spun out of bounds. A gain of 9 on first down.
And I think that's what they need to do. They got to move Jeff Sims out of the pocket, let him be a threat with his feet, because if he is, now the defensive backs, the secondary have to come up and run support, and I think they can get some vertical shots themselves.
And there's Chip Long, the offensive coordinator for Georgia Tech. He said he was impressed with Jeff Sims, the way he did not panic against Clemson. Handoff is to Smith. He's got daylight. No one's gonna catch him. A 51-yard touchdown run to the house, and Georgia Tech an extra point away from tying the game.
You know, I hate to be Captain Obvious here, but I think we're in store for a shootout tonight. Excellent run by Dontae Smith there. You saw him score with power, and then he scores with speed.
Jude Kelly on to attempt the extra point. And Kelly ties this game at 14 apiece. Rini, that was the longest play from scrimmage of the year so far for Georgia Tech.
And that's what I want to see out of the Georgia Tech offensive line. You see him pull around, great block there by Pulu there as he pulls around. Good hole, control the line of scrimmage, and Dante Smith hits it with speed and never stops on his way to the end zone. Good job, offensive line, Georgia Tech.
And we talked about Chip Long. This is something he wanted to establish in this game. They weren't able to get it going against Clemson. He said, we had to abandon the run early in that game because that front of Clemson was just too tough. I mean, you're looking at basically NFL linemen. Tonight, we need to run the ball.
And that's, you know, when you play a defensive front like a Clemson and they make you one-dimensional, it's really hard to win, right? But tonight, they have to open it up. You have to run the ball. You have to throw the ball. So far, offense, Georgia Tech, they're fine. The issue tonight so far has been defense. They can't slow down the Catamounts early on.
So Gavin Stewart set to kick things off for Georgia Tech. We're all tied at 14 apiece. A low knuckler fielded at the 5. And taken across the 20-yard line for the Catamounts. Next Saturday, it is a full roster of college football on ACC Network and ACC Network Extra. Take a look at the slate of games we have got for you. Wofford, Virginia Tech, Old Dominion, Virginia, Liberty taking on Wake Forest, North Carolina, Duke. Duke had a big win today against Northwestern, and Louisiana Tech will take on Clemson in the nightcap.
Yeah, fighting Mike Elko's at Duke. They were heavy underdogs in that game against Northwestern. Big win.
A lot of people picked Northwestern, but Duke getting the win. All right, Western Carolina, first 2 drives of the game, 2 touchdowns. Let's see what the Georgia Tech defense switches up here on the Catamounts' third offensive possession of the game. TJ Jones will start in the backfield. Davis will find his running back. This is Jones. Stutter step, puts his pads down, and will lower his shoulder for a first down. That was Allende Ely on the tackle, a gain of 11.
And you talk about staying on schedule, you know, that's what you do. And it's just too easy on first down for Western Carolina. Georgia Tech has to defend better, especially in the flat with the running back.
Jones stays in the backfield for Western Carolina. New set of downs. Fake the handoff, dropping back to pass. Davis spins out, connects, finds Bellinger. And Bellinger with a gain of 4 on first down.
But even that play, right, that'll keep you on schedule ahead of the change there. You know, Bellinger, the tight end, I watched him kind of crack, blocked, and then came out. Just sat down, picked up 4 yards on first down.
Second and 6, Western Carolina taking their time at the line. They have really controlled the tempo of this game so far. Davis with the mouthpiece back in. Plenty of time on the play clock. Second and 6. Davis, empty backfield, going through his progressions. Decides to roll out. Penalty flag is down as Davis gets out of bounds. It was in the backfield. Let's see what the call is.
Yeah, it should be holding. I think this one's going to come back.
Holding, offense, number 70. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
That's the right tackle, Christian Coulter.
Yeah, watch the right part of the screen, number 70, as Carlos Davis gets out of the pocket right there. Easy call. The referee's got a good look at that.
Up until this point, a very clean game. That's the first penalty called against Western Carolina.
It has been. You know, Coulter's one of the leaders of that offensive line. He's really their best offensive lineman, but just got caught right there.
So backs him up to second and 16. TJ Jones in the backfield with his quarterback, Carlos Davis. Georgia Tech has not been able to get much pressure on the quarterback so far tonight. Under 3 minutes to play here in this first quarter. Second and 16. Davis pressured, sets up a screen nicely. Here's Jones with plenty of space. He is upended past the 40. Marked down at the 41, a gain to 13.
That's old school football right there. Second and long. You know they're going to come at you, a little screen pass to TJ Jones, your running back, dump it over, and you get it back to 3rd, a manageable down and distance here.
3rd and 3, Catamounts go no huddle. Jones stays in the backfield. Shift on the front line for Georgia Tech. Trying to solve this offense from Western Carolina tonight. 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns. This is their 3rd drive of the ball game. On 3rd and 3, Davis out of the shotgun, looking left, now looks right, pressured up the middle, and they got him! Allende Ely with the sack.
Yeah, they call him Ace Ely with a delayed blitz there. Davis had time in the beginning, and then Ely comes on the delayed blitz right up the middle. They can't pick him up, and a much-needed defensive stop and sack for the Georgia Tech defensive unit.
That is first tackle for loss for this Georgia Tech defense tonight. And that'll bring on the punt team for Western Carolina. Brandon Dickerson on to punt. And the deep man is Nate McCollum. A low line drive. McCollum fields it at the 26. Makes a move, gets upfield. Look at the speed by McCollum. Spins away from a tackler. What a good return on special teams. Marked down at the 45, a return of 28. Well, Jeff Collins is very familiar with this Western Carolina team. He's a graduated in 1994 from Western Carolina. He's now in his 4th season as the head coach. He came from Temple. He was a defensive coordinator, a lot of big programs. And when he came in, he inherited a very tough position, right? You're running a triple option. He completely overhauled this team, had to get his recruits and get his guys in. And then, oh yeah, we had the pandemic. So that slowed down the progression. Here he is in year 4, really feeling like he has his guys. Sims throwing, connects. Here's E.J. Jenkins, and he scampers away from the defender for a first down.
Yeah, and just to get back, Jeff Collins. We had a great conversation with him, but year 4, even though he's gone through all that stuff, I think this is the year the fans of Georgia Tech want to see that market improvement, but it starts tonight because you got to get that first win.
Good field possession for Georgia Tech. Sims, plenty of time in and out of the hands of his receiver, P.J. Harris.
Boy, that's a ball that looked like P.J. Harris should have brought in. Looked like a nice pass from Sims, and this is a ball, yeah, absolutely. If you ask P.J. Harris, he's going to tell you, I need to make that catch.
Hassan Hall is in the backfield with Sims. 2nd and 10. Hall gets the handoff, goes over the left side, runs into his own man, and is tackled by Micah Nelson just to gain a 1.
Good job by Western Carolina there. Get off blocks. Micah Nelson, he plays their bandit position. It's kind of like a defensive end, but he'll walk away and play linebacker as well. Nice job there.
And we've seen a ton of offense by both teams here so far in this first quarter with 6 seconds to play. Here comes the blitz. Keeper Sims is dragged down in the backfield. Western Carolina, they drew that up perfectly on defense. A loss of 3. That's how the first quarter will end. We have seen a ton of fireworks already here in Atlanta. 14 all. Georgia Tech, Western Carolina. This is shaping up to be a good one. Thank you very much. Welcome back to Bobby Dodd Stadium, the student section here at Georgia Tech. They are fired up because we got a good game. We are tied at 14 apiece between Western Carolina and Georgia Tech. Getting set for the start of the second quarter. Punter. A little pooch punt. Inside the 10, inside the 5, down nicely. Georgia Tech special teams was a little dicey against Clemson. They come up with a good play here.
Well, you know, they get stopped offensively, so now you're playing the field position game. Nice little pooch punt there. And all these punters are great at it. It's like a sand wedge or a lob wedge, right? And for the punt return, if you don't catch it, these punters are so good now. They put backspin on the ball, bounces up, covered perfectly, exactly what you want to do. Now, defensively, you know, if you're Georgia Tech, you come out here, you got Western Carolina backed up to the 2, you got to get after them now. You got to keep them down there, and you got to flip the field.
Nice job by Keenan Johnson, able to down that at the 2-yard line. So to your point, the Catamounts backed up in their own end zone at the 2-yard line as Carlos Davis takes the field at quarterback. You'll have Desmond Reed in the backfield with him. Student section making some noise for Georgia Tech. First and 10. Davis looking to throw. He's got plenty of time. Throws left and just gets rid of it.
And so that's the dangerous thing, right, for Western Carolina. When you're not really a power run team and you're backed up, usually you want to put in, you know, a couple running backs, maybe 12 personnel, and just kind of get yourself some room, get out to the 5-6 yard line. You know, when you drop back to pass in the end zone, all kinds of bad things can happen, right? Sack for a safety, a holding in the end zone for a safety. So we'll see what they try to do here on 2nd 10, but a good down for Georgia Tech to get upfield and get after Carlos Davis.
Reed remains in the backfield here on 2nd and 10 from the 2. Davis out of the shotgun. Dumps off to his running back. This is Reed. He's got a blocker in front of him. And the screen passes have been working to perfection. A gain of 15, another first down.
Well, they sent pressure to Georgia Tech. Ace Ely, number 2, is going to blitz. Good job picking it up by Antoine Fan, and then a little slip screen to Desmond Reed again. It's a nice call against an aggressive defense.
Offensive coordinator Cade Bell is just dialing everything up right now for Western Carolina. First and 10, Georgia Tech looking to show some pressure on defense, and Carlos Davis, being a veteran, he sees that. He's making the check at the line. First and 10. Davis keeps it himself, runs to the left, and tackled at his shoestrings. Nice stop by Jalen King. A gain of 2.
And Jalen King, we had a nice conversation with him yesterday. The MVP, not only of the defense of this team, he's a leader comes up and run support, exactly what you need to do from that safety position to make that tackle.
Feels like Georgia Tech defense needs a big stop here on this drive.
Yeah, or takeaway, right? Get that momentum defensive, get something good going on your side.
2nd and 8, Reed in the backfield. Fakes the handoff, pressured. Back foot, Davis, strong throw down the field. And here comes the penalty flag. It was intended for Raphael Williams. KJ Wallace was the man who bumped into him.
Defense, number 16. 15-yard penalty. First down.
And it's the right call, and that happened because the ball was overthrown. Because Wallace didn't see the ball, Williams comes back for it and forces that contact. The official's going to throw that every time.
How about the confidence of Carlos Davis to just put it up there and trust his receiver?
And that was kind of off the back foot as well. You know, he's got confidence in his arm, but you're right. It's confidence in the wide receivers that they'll go up and try to make a high-point catch for him.
An underthrown ball. Williams made the adjustment and picked up the pass interference. So a new set of downs for the Catamounts. 1st and 10, that's David White in motion. Handoff is to Reed, makes a cut, gets upfield. I love the vision of Desmond Reed, a gain of 7.
Yeah, again, only a true freshman. He was in high school last year, and the Catamounts offensively, if they can run like that on 1st down, it's going to be a long night for Georgia Tech defensively, because now 2nd and 2, 2nd and 3 completely opens the playbook up for Cade Bell to really spread and stretch out this Georgia Tech defense.
Now, this is an FCS team. They're 1-0. They beat Charleston Southern in week 1. But they have a ton of D1 transfers on this roster due to the transfer portal, due to the pandemic. This team has a ton of talent. 2nd and 2, that's Williams in motion. Empty backfield for Davis. No pressure in his face. Calmly steps up, jump ball, picked off. Derek Allen with the interception for Georgia Tech.
And there's the takeaway they needed. As Derek Allen is sitting in center field, and we talked about the confidence of Carlos Davis. He throws it up. His big receiver goes up, tries to make the catch. It's going to go off his hands, and Derek Allen sitting right there. Big takeaway for Georgia Tech. They'll have the ball on the other side.
For 1, they lose. They get the first turnover tonight.
And I think that's a key in this game because Western Carolina's going to throw it around so much. They got to get a couple more picks tonight.
So Jeff Sims back in action. Quick pass to the outside. That's Malachi Carter. Some good moves and a pickup of 9 on 1st down. Let's go back to that interception.
So good protection up front from Western Carolina. This is one Carlos Davis probably should have eaten. Good coverage in the back end. He tries to throw it up high to a 6'4 receiver, David White. He can't come down with it. Derek Allen, right place as a free safety. Nice takeaway.
2nd and 1, fake the handoff. Sims looking to throw. Ton of time and fires it past Dante Smith.
Intended for Dante Smith.
Yeah, good coverage on the back end by the Catamounts there. And this is here, you know, fine with the call on 2nd down. 3rd and 1, you're an FBS program. You're a Power 5 program in the ACC. You need to go get a yard or 2 here and keep this drive alive with your running back and your offensive line.
They got the big boy set for Georgia Tech on 3rd and 1. Handoff is Smith, makes a cut, gets through the hole. And tackled at the 41. Mateo Sadipo making the tackle from his safety spot, again at 10.
Well, just watch the vision of Dante Smith as he just slides to the right here. Boom, little slide and then straight. Square the shoulders up. He knows it's 3rd and 1. Little slide step with the vision and then go north and south with good shoulder pad level, good lean. Good job. Now we got to make sure the umpire's okay because he took a spill on that one during that play.
So going to reset the play clock. Umpire looks like he's good.
That's Tillman Self. They call him Trip Self, and he got tripped up there a little bit as he got leg whipped.
1st and 10. Back to the ground. This is Smith. And he is dragged down at the 40, a gain of 1.
And that time, you see the Catamounts defense talking about setting the edge. You see how they came up vertically, forced Smith to go cut it back into the traffic coming to him. and they hold them to a 1-yard gain.
Jasmine Scales, defensive coordinator for Western Carolina, trying to keep this offense in check. We're tied at 14 apiece. Back to the ground, Smith. Now the end around. This is Nate McCollum. He's got room over the left side. Still in bounds. Touchdown, Georgia Tech. What a block by Pierre Quick downfield. A 40-yard run, and Georgia Tech takes their first lead of the game.
Just an outstanding play call by Chip Long. Right time, right place on the field. And exceptional execution.
Jude Kelly is on, looking to give Georgia Tech a 7-point lead. His kick is good. And the Yellow Jackets, for the first time, take momentum in this game.
Yeah, nice little reverse here. Talking about setting the edge. Western Carolina doesn't do it there. Even Jeff Sims gets into it a little bit with a little block. And just the speed and athleticism of Nate McCollum, as you said. Great blocking downfield. In for the score. Georgia Tech back on top.
Welcome back to Bobby Dodd Stadium, where Georgia Tech's up 21-14. You guys, Nate McCollum just scored that touchdown. He wears number 8, and if you notice, all the Georgia Tech players are wearing that DT logo on their helmets, and DT8 is painted on the field. That is in memoriam of Demarius Thomas, who used to play wide receiver here at Georgia Tech and won a Super Bowl with the Broncos. He passed away last year from a seizure, and so they are allowing their team to remember his legacy here.
All right, Jalen, good stuff. Wearing number 8 going forward is going to be a very big deal here at Georgia Tech.
Yeah, Nate McCollum, who just scored that touchdown, obviously see him wearing it. And Makia Scott, defensive tackle, wears it on the defensive side. And it's great keeping him in the memory of Georgia Tech for sure.
So Georgia Tech with their first lead of the ball game, a 21-14 lead, and the big block. Look at 71. Pierce Quick, show that man some love.
Yeah, Alabama transfer. You love seeing offensive linemen downfield blocking. You know, talking to Chip Long, he said he believes in rotating offensive linemen. So Pierce Quick's a co-starter. They rotate their offensive line, keep them fresh, get them reps. Because he said they just need to get old. They need reps, they need experience. So he believes in playing a bunch of offensive linemen.
So Western Carolina will start from their own 25. This is actually their best starting field position of the night. Davis looking to the outside, dangerous pass, connects to David White, and he is dropped immediately. LaMiles Brooks, but we do have a flag.
And that's a dangerous pass with Carlos Davis across the field like that. That's one that you'll often see picked off and ran back for 6. But we'll see what the call was. It happened right at the feet of Carlos Davis.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And we'll take a look at it here as the referee threw the flag right away. No hesitation. Yeah, and it's the hit to the face is what it was. It's not the big guy on the right. Number 6 right there, Keon White. You saw that right hand go to the face, and that's what the call was, and they're going to call that every time.
So with that penalty, the ball moves to the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 for Western Carolina. Play clock is winding down. And they just get a timeout in time. Carlos Davis was not aware of the play clock.
First charge timeout, Western Carolina.
So the Catamounts will talk it over. We'll be back after this. Over and play a different position. And Trinelius Tatum getting the start this week. The coaches said it was helpful for him to play the first team reps all week in practice this week. That's going to help them down the line.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. But there is some movement there from that linebacker position, which will get fixed in the second half when Charlie Thomas gets in there.
TJ Jones is the running back in the backfield with Carlos Davis. Coming out of that timeout, they give it to Jones. A good push up front. That offensive line for the Catamounts, they've been going to work, a gain of 6.
good push up front. And again, they're doing a nice job with movement. But really, Charlie Thomas, real quick, I just want to mention it. I know the fans didn't agree with that targeting call, but by the rule, it was targeting. The Clemson player lowered his level, which caused Charlie Thomas to target, but it's not incumbent upon the offensive player, and that's why it was targeting.
So Jones, that was just his second carry of the night. It's been a pass-heavy offense so far for Western Carolina. 2nd and 4. Let's see what offensive coordinator Cade Bell dials up here. Davis passes. That's to Jones right at the marker, and he's got another first down.
And a couple of the biggest things I've been impressed with Western Carolina thus far tonight is protection up front and staying ahead of the chains on first down. They're getting nice pickups on first down, which is paying huge dividends for them.
Cade Bell is a young offensive coordinator, but he is not scared. He has been aggressive since the opening kickoff. Ball on the 50. 1st and 10 now for Western Carolina. Jones stays in at running back. Davis dropping back. Georgia Tech, they cannot get to him. Will slide down, and they will mark it where he starts his slide, so a gain of 6 on 1st.
But, you know, good protection. Georgia Tech on the back end, good coverage, nowhere to go, but man, look at the protection. And Davis is athletic enough. He steps up and then smartly slides, doesn't take a hit. And again, staying on schedule. That scramble right there picked up 5-6 yards on first down.
What have you thought about Carlos Davis so far?
Very impressed. I'm impressed with his intelligence, how he reads the defense and then scans the field and finds his targets.
Davis has 184 yards through the air, 2 touchdowns, go with that 1 interception. Play clock winding down, 2nd and 4. Handoff is to Jones, taking his time, and he's going to be tackled from behind by Noah Collins.
Yeah, and that time Collins came from that left defensive end spot, got on his horse, and made the tackle from behind.
Here's a big 3rd down, wasting no time. Western Carolina, 3rd and 2. Keeper Davis, and they stuff him. May have even lost a yard. That was Keon White, the defensive end, who made the first hit.
And that's the first time tonight, really, at the point of attack, where Georgia Tech just dominated. You saw Ace Ely come in and take the back, force Carlos Davis to pull it, and then they step up to make that tackle for a loss. But now, you know, Western Carolina's in that tweener land at the 43-yard line, 4th and 3, so they're going to go for it here, and I agree with this call.
Western Carolina so far tonight, they are 1 for 1 on 4th downs. Cade Bell staying aggressive.
And if you're Georgia Tech, you got to be careful that Carlos Davis doesn't pick this up with his feet. But with the play clock running down, I got a feeling a timeout's coming here for the Catamounts. Talk it over.
Play clock is at 2, and you are correct. Carlos Davis will talk it over with his offensive coordinator, Cade Bell. A big 4th down coming up when we come back from this quick break.
21-14. Here's a 3rd down play. It's a zone read. Good pull by Carlos Davis, but I believe his offensive coordinator wanted him to cut it inside that block of tight end A.J. Bellinger. He doesn't. He bounces it, and Georgia Tech gets there for the tackle for the loss.
Now, they had a heated discussion in that timeout. What was the discussion you think about?
I think he wanted him to cut it inside the block instead of bouncing it.
4th and 3. Catamounts offense stays on the field. Jones in the backfield. Williams, the man in motion. Davis looking left, completes it right at the marker, and there's a first down, but a late penalty flag downfield.
And it came from the back judge, so I wonder if there was an offensive pick, which would be offensive pass interference. The route was perfect right at the 40, so it's going to be a first down depending on the penalty. I love when I see receivers get to the yard to gain, so when they catch it and get hit, they have the first down, but we'll see what the back judge called here.
Pass interference, offense, number 2, 15-yard penalty, 4th down.
And that's usually what it is. They called on Raphael Williams, and Kerwin Bell is not happy. Let's look at the top of the screen here. Right there. You know, to me, first look, he's just kind of running his route. And that contact really didn't affect the play. But I see what the back judge was looking at.
It was a late flag as well. That thing came out.
Well, he was about 40 yards back. It was a long throw, and so Kerwin Bell not happy, and I get it. I mean, that's one you can easily let go. It didn't really affect the play, And no, now it'll cause a punt here for Western Carolina. And if you read lips, don't, because take a look at Kerwin Bell there. Not happy.
So 4th and 18, that'll bring Brandon Dickerson on to punt. A good punt as Nate McCollum fields at the 12, makes a move. Still on his feet, McCollum bouncing off the defenders past the 25-yard line. A 44-yard punt and a 14-yard return.
And it's been an explosive first half for Georgia Tech. Offensively, looking good. Nice run there. Bounce by Dontae Smith, showing power. Then he shows you a little speed. He can take it to the house. And then McCollum on the reverse. Great job. So offensively for Georgia Tech, I think they're fine. It's defense where they need to settle down.
Jeff Sims back out. He is the 3rd-year starter for Georgia Tech. Led this team in rushing against Clemson. Decides to hand off. That's Dylan McDuffie. And McDuffie is a bigger back, but we haven't seen him really get going yet this season. He's the transfer from Buffalo.
Yeah, and matter of fact, all MAC, 1,000-yard rusher at Buffalo, 217 pounds. You know, they lost Jahmyr Gibbs, the all-ACC running back. I hate to say it, Georgia Tech fans, and he's at Alabama now, and he's probably the best running back at Alabama. Georgia Tech lost him, so they're trying to do the money ball effect with their running backs.
Sims with time, throwing downfield. Good defense. No, a little too much contact. That was Andreas Keaton. A penalty flag comes in.
Well, it's the left arm that Keaton put on the receiver, and that's what the officials saw. But they're going to talk about it, so they could pick it up. But he came with the inside arm perfectly, but that left arm was on the back, and that's what the officials saw.
There is no foul on the play.
So they talk about it, and they picked it up. Because I saw what you saw, John. It looked clean. Watch the left arm. Yeah, he wraps him a little bit.
That could have been PI.
Yeah, so apparently the umpire has good talking skill, or the back judge, because he talked the field judge out of that penalty, and they picked it up. But I think that could have stood. I thought that was the right call. But a big break for Western Carolina.
So they pick up the flag, brings up 3rd and 6 for Georgia Tech. Under 6 minutes to play here in this first half. McDuffie stays in the backfield with Sims. Sims out of the shotgun, looking right, pressured, gets out of it, throws a nice stiff arm, still on his feet, runs through another tackle, gets out of bounds. Jeff Sims, he put on 30 pounds since he's been here, and you can see he is a load to bring down.
I'm telling you, when we talked to him in the meeting yesterday, he looks like a defensive end. He's huge. Look how strong he is. He breaks through 2 tackles that could have been sacks. A 3rd tackle, gets to the outside, can't pick up the first down, gets it to 4th and 3, but, you know, most quarterbacks would have been sacked on that play. Sims is able to break 3 tackles and almost pick up the first down.
So the punt team will come on for Georgia Tech. This will be their first 3 and out of the ball game with a 7-point lead, 5:17 to play in this first half. Stanahan, a booming punt. That'll back up A.J. Colombo, fielding at the 10, bouncing, and finally wrapped up at the 22. A 54-yard punt and a 10-yard return as Western Carolina offense comes back onto the field. Later tonight from Blacksburg, it's the ACC Huddle team. They got a full recap of the Boston College Virginia Tech game. You get all the highlights and analysis, as well as interviews with players and coaches right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app.
I mean, how great is college football this year? You know, and the ACC, one of the top conferences, really battling in and out. Again, we talked about it earlier today. To me, the surprise win, not of the day, but in the ACC was Duke beating a very good Big Ten team in Northwestern. Of course, we saw them beat Nebraska a couple weeks ago, and that's a huge win for Mike Elko.
So 5:01 to play here in this first half. Western Carolina down by 7. This game's been back and forth since the jump. Handoff, Reed, he goes nowhere. That's Ace Ely, led this team with 11 tackles last week, steps up again, and he was big after that loss to Clemson. Coach has said in the locker room, he gathered the guys together as you see him make this tackle.
And that's what you would expect from Georgia Tech, right? Win at the point of attack, win up front. And that's just read, recognize, and react by Ace Ely there as he comes up and gets that tackle for a loss.
Jeff Collins said it was a powerful speech in that locker room. He said, now as coaches, we can coach. Players, they run the rest. They respect Ace Ely. And this team, no more fragmented. They are together. Offensive, defense are one. Davis looking to throw, brings it back. Now he'll tuck it and run across the 25 and will get out of bounds. Pushed out by Tatum.
So again, good protection up front for Carlos Davis. Man-to-man in the secondary in Georgia Tech. Good recognition by Davis to see that and just make a play with his feet. Again, third down, but he gets it to 3rd and 3. It's a manageable distance for him.
Western Carolina, they started this game a perfect 2 of 2 on 3rd downs. Their offense has started to stall a little bit since they are 0 of 2 on 3rd. 3rd and 3, what do they draw up here?
Yeah, again, if you're Georgia Tech, be careful with Carlos Davis' speed. I would like to roll him out a little bit, give him that run pass option, but look for a quick out pattern, a timing pattern.
Reed is the running back. 3rd and 3, and the Catamounts have to burn another timeout.
3rd and final timeout. Western Carolina, 30 seconds.
Good timeout there, though, by Kerwin Bell. You don't want to rush this play. Big play here with 3:27 left in the second quarter. You got to try to pick this first down up because you want to get some momentum in the locker room, and you see them both talking, father and son.
It's a really cool relation. We talked to the offensive coordinator, Cade Bell, and he said, you know, I didn't really know I wanted to be a coach until I saw what my father did.
Yeah.
He said, my father was the head coach at Jacksonville, and that freshman class that came in, Kerwin Bell said they were a bunch of knuckleheads.
Yeah.
They couldn't find where the classroom was. They eventually found it. They graduated. They became fathers. They were married. And he said, to see that, what my father did with that class, he said, that's what I want to be as a coach.
And we saw Kerwin Bell there. And if you're just tuning in, you're thinking, I know that name. Yeah, he was SEC Player of the Year for the Gators back in the mid-'80s. It's gone on, won a national championship at Division II Valdosta State. They went 14-0. In 2018, was offensive coordinator at USF a couple of years ago where I got to know him, and he's a competitor. He said he was a walk-on. He was ace-string quarterback at Florida. Goes on to become SEC Player of the Year in 1984.
And to Jalen's points earlier, this is a family atmosphere at Western Carolina. He brings back his former players. And now a big 3rd and 3 with 3:27 to play here in this first half of the Catamounts. Reed will join Davis in the backfield. Rolls out to his left. Throwing on the run. Picked off. Miles Sims reading the quarterback's eyes the entire time. Will get down at the 40. Georgia Tech, second takeaway. And now behind the play, we have another penalty flag down. Macias Scott has his helmet off. He got into it with Carlos Davis. Let's see what this penalty flag is.
Well, it's going to be post-possession. It's going to be after the interception. So whatever it is, Georgia Tech will keep the ball after the interception by Miles Sims.
After the play, personal foul, face mask, unnecessary roughness against the return team. Correction. The offense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Well, you're not used to calling those on a quarterback, so that's why the official getting a little tripped up. But, you know, I looked like Carlos Davis had David White on the speed out that I talked about. Right here, throw it. You have him. Instead, he goes up top and tries to fit it in there, and just excellent coverage by Georgia Tech. Miles Sims sitting right there, makes the interception, but he had David White underneath on the speed out.
But don't make it worse. Then Carlos Davis gets the personal foul against Scott. Scott drew the penalty, and now the best starting field possession for Georgia Tech inside the 25. Hassan Hall, they fake the handoff. Sims throwing right, dangerous pass, completes to Carter, out of bounds, and a late penalty flag. A gain of 13 on the play. Let's see what this flag's about.
And you said dangerous pass, and Jeff Sims says, no, I got the cannon here. I'll put it right over the defender.
Personal foul, targeting, defense, number 1. That play is under further review.
That's Cam McCutcheon, the cornerback.
So our first targeting of this game and for you and I of the year. The big corner, 6'3", 200-pounder, 50-year senior. And remember now, it has to be confirmed by replay, or else it'll get picked up. So let's take a look at it here. It's gonna come from the back. You know, to me, he's in front of him, so I don't think that's targeting at all. Now, you know, you see the receiver, Malachi Carter, lower his head. It doesn't matter. He comes across. You know, and here's the other thing, too. To me, he's not defenseless. He's caught the ball. He turned it up. He's now a runner. So
you look for the indicators, right?
So the only indicator now, to me, because he's not defenseless, is crown of the helmet.
Right.
And there's clearly not crown of the helmet by Cam McCutcheon. Is there forcible contact to the head or neck? Even from that angle, I would say no. Yeah, is there contact to the head or neck? Yes, it's football. You're going to have it, but I don't think you have the indicators. You don't have that lunge, and you certainly don't have crown of the helmet. So I believe this will be picked up. And again,
after further review, there is no foul for targeting.
And again, it happens so fast for the officials, so I get it. I understand why they throw the flag, but I love the rule change that replay has to confirm it.
So they pick the flag up. McCutcheon can stay in the game for Western Carolina, but Georgia Tech, the offense, picked up another first down, and it's 1st and 10 from the 12. Excuse me, ball's placed on the 11. Hall in the backfield for the Yellow Jackets. Benson, the man in motion, rolling out is Sims. He's going to keep it himself. Got a blocker, pushed out inside the 5. That was Jordan Williams, the man leading the way, a gain of 7.
Yeah, and they told us Jordan Williams, 54, is their most talented offensive lineman. They love the way he plays, and you can see him run there. That was just a quarterback sweep. That's old school right there. Get yourself an extra blocker. When the quarterback keeps the ball, you have an extra blocker against them, and that's what they did there on that run.
Handoff is to Hall, makes a cut, and he is dragged down at the 3. That's Hayward McQueen with the stop for Western Carolina.
Yeah, nice job by the defensive front, Western Carolina. Get off blocks, but, you know, I stick with it, right, if I'm Georgia Tech. Inside zone. Let Jeff Sims read that defensive end. If he crashes down, you could always pull it and walk into the end zone.
Now remember, they can get a first down here. They get the ball to the 1, they get a first down. 3rd and 2. Handoff is to Smith. Touchdown, Georgia Tech. A 3-yard touchdown run by Dante Smith. For Smith, that's his 2nd touchdown run of the night. And Georgia Tech takes a 2-possession lead.
Yeah, forget zone read. How about a little I formation downhill? Offensive line wins. Good push. And just, you know, the vision of Dontae Smith, it just slides to the right a little bit, squares those shoulders up, and walks into the end zone.
Penalty flags on the extra point.
Illegal substitution. Receiving team, that penalties decline. Try is good.
So the extra point is good. Georgia Tech takes a 14-point lead. Excuse me, I shorted Smith of a touchdown. That is his 3rd touchdown run. He had that big 51-yard touchdown run. 3 TDs on the ground for Dante Smith.
Yeah, he's looked really good tonight as Dante Smith. Very impressive. And now in this second quarter, you can see that offensive line for Georgia Tech starting to get that movement that they need to get. 21 straight points for Georgia Tech in this ball game.
Well, Jeff Collins, we talked about it earlier. He's a graduate of Western Carolina. Played defensive back and linebacker. Graduated in 1994. Look at that baby face.
I was going to say baby face right there.
He said he played with a chip on his shoulder because he was a walk-on. He played 4 positions in 4 years. He loved his time there. He met his wife there. They've been married for 27 years. He was a graduate assistant there. He said, I had a bunch of nostalgia this week until I turned on the tape of Western Carolina Tuesday.
So he's the one with the hat to the left. The other guy was Matt Rule. who coaches this team up in Carolina called the Panthers. So, yeah, the coaching tree there. But, yeah, he said they gave him number like 92 when he got there. Like, here you go, kid, 92. It's the last jersey. He said they shortly let him pick number 5, and he became a starter and a very good player.
He said every year they tried to out-recruit me, so all I had to do was just keep getting bigger and bigger. Started as a defensive back, then moved his way all the way up to linebacker. Yeah, Jeff Collins, get in there with a tackle. That was actually against Georgia Tech.
And that's a great job that we had that VHS tape, that we were able to get that digital today's age. But yeah, it looked good. Yeah.
Collins will appreciate that next time he sees you. Jeff Collins in year 4. We talked about what it's been like trying to turn around this program. He's had a lot of obstacles, getting in his own guys, bringing in recruits with the pandemic, but he feels like he really has his squad this year. Davis, pressured, flushed out of the pocket to his right. He will take off with his legs, lowers his shoulder at the end, gets a few extra yards, and now they're going to bark back and forth. A gain of 7.
Yeah.
That was KJ Wallace on the stop.
And if you're Georgia Tech, right, 21 straight points, you got a 2-touchdown lead. You can't give them any momentum going into the locker room, right? You got to stop them. You got to get into the locker room to score 28-14. And that's just Carlos Davis making a play with his feet, because it's been good coverage in the back end by Georgia Tech.
See Carlos Davis, he plays with a little edge at quarterback. He had that personal foul after throwing that interception, lowers his shoulder at the end of there. Don't make Georgia Tech mad now. 2nd and 3. Here comes the pressure, picked up nicely. Strong throw across the field to Bellinger, the tight end, and he picks up the first down. Well, Miles Brooks on the stop, but not after a gain of 5.
Yeah, Davis is able to scan the field, then he comes back to his underneath receiver, A.J. Bellinger, to pick up the first down.
Bellinger has been a good weapon. We talked about him converting from wide receiver to tight end. Shotgun backing up is Davis. Penalty flag is down. Popped incomplete. That was intended for T.J. Jones, and he is slowly getting up after getting decked.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a holding right in the middle here. We'll see. It's right in the area where it's usually called.
Holding, offense, number 72, 10-yard penalty, first down.
That's on the center, Blake Whitmore.
And, you know, now, and the other issue is with Western Carolina here with 1:25 and a half. No timeouts left. They've had to burn him right in the middle of the screen. So he did the old Olay where you pull a guy down to then go to the second level and get a linebacker. That is illegal. The umpire and center judge both saw it and both threw the flag. So a little tricky play by Whitmore, but got caught with his hand in a cookie jar there.
1:25 to play in this first half. Western Carolina out of timeouts. Davis scanning the field, completes. That's to Poppy Williams as he gets popped out of bounds. Gain of 10.
Again, excellent coverage at the back end by Georgia Tech. Nowhere for Davis to go. He had all day to throw. Good protection. Comes underneath. And if you're Georgia Tech, that's fine. You're going to give him the underneath completion. Just come up and make the tackle like you did right there. Nothing over the top for that defense.
So 2nd and long, Jones in the backfield. 2 wide receivers at the top of your screen. Now Jones will come out to the bottom of the screen. 2nd and 10 for the Catamounts. Davis, empty backfield. Steps up, using his legs. He's made good decisions so far tonight.
Well, and that one was exceptional because he got out of bounds. Looked like he was going to turn it upfield, try to pick up the first down, but time is a bigger issue right now. So gets out of bounds. They can regroup.
So a gain of 7 brings up 3rd and short. Kerwin Bell, head coach, looking on. Where do the Catamounts go here on 3rd down?
I mean, I like the speed out that they've had success with. And look, the right side here, go to the field. They got that bunch set with the 3 wide receivers underneath.
Georgia Tech dialing up a blitz. Flushing Davis out of the pocket to his right, throwing on the run, completes. finds his tight end, Bellinger, again over the middle. A gain of 9, another first down.
Instead, they went vertical routes. It looked like Carlos Davis was going to run this when he broke contain on the right, but he finds A.J. Bellinger right in the middle. Nice throw.
Bellinger showing you the moves to make that shifty move as soon as he caught the ball, get a few extra yards. Clock continues to run, under a minute to play in this first half. Western Carolina, no timeouts. Davis is taking his time with his play.
Taking too much time here.
Williams the man in the backfield. Davis, his receiver slipped, batted back to him, and he throws it again. What is going on? Bellinger complete.
Well,
but there's a penalty flag.
You can't have 2 forward passes.
Correct.
So he should have just ran it. He had space, and he has to know that as a quarterback. You cannot make 2 forward passes.
It was batted back into his face. He caught it and decided to throw it again instead of keeping it and running it, because to your point, he had room to run.
He did. We had a lot of green in front of him. He would have easily picked up the first down and probably got into field goal range. So that's a bad penalty for Western Carolina there. That's going to hurt them.
As soon as we talked about Carlos Davis's good decision making.
Illegal forward pass, offense, 5-yard penalty, loss of down, second down.
Take a look at it here. So it's going to get batted right back to him. Great catch. Now just run it. Just run it. And now Ace Ely was coming up. So yeah, he might not have had as much green as we thought, but he's got to know you can't make a second forward pass. Now it looked great. Just doesn't count. And it's really easy for us. Run it, run it. You got a linebacker and Ace Ely, 235 coming at you like a cannon, shot out of a cannon.
So the clock continues to run on 2nd and long. Jones in the backfield. Davis looking to throw, throws left, completes, and getting out of bounds is Clayton Bardall.
Yeah, and the other thing is just clock mismanagement, right? We see it a lot with no timeouts. It's just you didn't see that sense of urgency that you usually see out of an offense. And now with 3 seconds left, you're going to call most likely their lateral play, something underneath and lateraling, or take a Hail Mary shot. See if you can't get a pass interference. If you can get a pass interference on this last play, it'll extend the half and get you in field goal range. And Georgia Tech's going to take a timeout and talk about it.
First timeout, Georgia Tech, 30 seconds.
ACC PM is ACC Network's new afternoon studio show. It's hosted by Mark Packer, also with former Tar Heel football standout Trey Boston and former Seminole Taylor Tannenbaum. You'll get all the football plus the latest news from around the conference. ACC PM, weekdays at 4 p.m. Eastern, right here on the ACC Network and the ESPN app. We talked about all the ACC teams in action today. You really feel like Duke is going to be highlighted on all the ACC shows this week.
Well, Tennessee knocked off Pitt. That was a big game nationally. North Carolina, about a mile from here at noon, hung on to beat a very tough Georgia State team out of the Sun Belt. So that Duke win looks good. Wake Forest took care of Vanderbilt. Miami with a nice win over Southern Miss. So, some decent wins. Virginia did not look good. I know our producer doesn't like that against Illinois today. So, kind of an up and down day thus far for the ACC.
Defensively for Georgia Tech, what are you doing here with 3 seconds left?
Yeah, you can't obviously nothing gets behind you, okay? If they make a catch underneath, you got to come up and make the tackle, and you can't pass interfere, right? Because that's going to give them another down and get them in field goal range, give them a shot at a kick.
This should be the last play of the half. Davis flushed out to his right, throwing on the run, incomplete. So after falling behind 7-0, Georgia Tech defense stepped up. Their offense kicked in. And now at the half, the Yellow Jackets with a 28-14 lead over Western Carolina.
So, Georgia Tech sleepwalking a little bit to start.
Georgia Tech with a 14-point lead. My man is loving it right now. John Schriffen alongside my partner, Rini Angolia, Jalen Johnson on the field. Western Carolina won the toss and deferred, so they will get the opening kickoff here to start this third quarter.
This is an important first series for both teams. Defensively for Georgia Tech, you want to get a stop. You want to get the offense back out to try to put this game away early, and obviously Western Carolina.
All right, Jalen talked to head coach Kerwin Bell at the half. What do you say?
Yeah, he said we got discombobulated in the second quarter, honestly. He said we have to get back to playing a clean game of football. And he said he just needs Carlos to calm down. He's trying to do too much. He's trying to win the game all by himself. So he said he has to play a better game in the second half, and the team as a collective has to just play a cleaner game, guys.
All right, Jalen, good point. We saw that frustration penalty from Carlos Davis.
He just needs to take what the defense gives him. Now, Georgia Tech is covering exceptional in the back end, so when he can make plays with his feet, he's got to do it.
First possession of the second half. Western Carolina with the ball. TJ Jones in the backfield. They had a 14-7 lead, and then Georgia Tech exploded. Handoff is to Jones, and he goes nowhere.
So remember the first quarter when they were having success? That run right there, 4, 5, 6 yards, right? They were staying on schedule ahead of the change. Not that time. Defensive line. Yeah, I'm sure defensive coordinator Andrew Thacker had a few words for his defensive unit, especially the defensive linemen, saying, let's go. Let's win the line of scrimmage, and let's shut them down. That's a good start.
The defense for Georgia Tech this year, they call themselves the dark side. It evokes images of violence. They want to get violent here in this second half against the Catamounts. 2nd and 10. Davis dropping back, dumps it off. On the run is Jones, and he has brought down another first down, a gain of 11. Charlie Thomas, who sat out that first half because of targeting versus Clemson, he gets the start here in the second half.
And that's big because Ace Ely can slide back to his natural linebacker spot. And, and Charlie Thomas is an excellent defensive player and one of the leaders of that defensive unit. He plays what's called the money linebacker position for this defensive unit.
Desmond Reed in the backfield. 1st and 10 for the Catamounts. Handoff is to Reed. Changes direction. Bounces off a defender. And a good gain on first down. That's what we saw from the Catamounts in the first half, getting good chunks on first and second down.
He's a tough runner. I mean, he's only 5'8", 175, and look at him bounce off the tackler
that's
before-mentioned Charlie Thomas, exactly, who's a big hitter. So, at 180 pounds, man, I tell you what, Desmond Reed runs hard.
A tough gain of 6 on first down, brings up 2nd and 4. Reed will stay in as Davis looks to the sideline for the play. Bellinger in motion now, shifts to the left. 2nd and 4. Davis looking left, and he completes it to the outside. His wide receiver didn't know. Incomplete. David White caught it, but he was out of bounds.
And that's where you just got to have field awareness, right? If you're David White, you got to be able to toe tap. Got to be able to get that 1 foot in. But he doesn't get him down. Easy call for the headline judge there.
Officiating crew has done a really good job tonight.
ACC crew.
Referee Jeff Heiser, replay official Mike Shepard. Everyone's been doing a really nice job tonight here in Atlanta. On 3rd and 4, the student section here at Bobby Dodd getting loud. 14-point lead for Georgia Tech. Davis pressured, gets away from the rush, and he's going to pick up the first down with his feet. Gets out of bounds at the 45, a gain of 13.
And that's what he can do. So they send a blitz at him, but he's athletic enough that he can break that contain. And then there's a lot of man-to-man downfield. Defenders are backs to him, and he just runs. A little bit of a hold there on the offensive line. I think big 67 Dalton Tomlinson might have got away with a little bit of a hold there in the middle of the screen, but if they don't call it, it's not holding. But a good job by Carlos Davis to pick up that first down with his feet.
Ace Ely was the first guy to apply the pressure, but Davis easily got out of that pocket to pick up that first down. Bellinger, the tight end, in motion again on first down from the 45. Davis looking left, throws incomplete, hit the hands of his receiver Terrence Horn.
And I tell you what, Carlos Davis actually dropped that in right where he needed to Terrence Horn, a ball that he has to catch, and he knows that. You got to bring that in. That would have been a great catch, but that ball placement was perfect by Carlos Davis on that deep outcut.
Carlos Davis is a guy who can sling it. Week 1, threw for 433 yards, 6 touchdowns, set the school single game record. Tonight, he had first two drives, scored a touchdown, but then the defense has made an adjustment. 2nd and 10 for Davis. Will hand off to Reed. Reed pushing defenders. That was Ely who he got past as Ely tried to rip it out. Eventually dragged down for a gain of 9. That was Thomas on the tackle.
So impressed with how hard he runs. And, you know, talking to Coach Kerwin Bell about him, he said he's an absolute steal out of South Florida to get him at Western Carolina. A lot of schools passed on him.
3rd and 1. Catamounts to the line quickly. Reed stays in the backfield. Bellinger, the tight end, shifts to the right. Now he's going back to the left of the line. 3rd and 1. Georgia Tech. They're bringing pressure. Bad snap. Davis doesn't fall on it. Who's got it? Turnover. Georgia Tech football. It's Ace Ely stepping up, recovering the fumble.
What did Coach Bell tell Jalen? Carlos Davis trying to do too much. He needed to just jump on that ball. You saw it in real time, partner. He tries to pick it up to make a play. Just jump on it. You can punt it. It's not a big deal if you have to. Instead, great field position for Georgia Tech.
It was a bad snap by the center, Whitmore, over the shoulder of Davis. No, you don't think so?
Yeah, I think it was okay. I mean, I just think Carlos Davis kind of took his eyes off it. It wasn't a perfect snap, but one that Carlos Davis usually catches.
Sims on play action on 1st down, taking a shot downfield. He's picked off. Rod Gaddison with the interception. And Western Carolina comes back and steps up on defense.
I mean, I didn't even flip my game charts over. They go with the sudden change. They go with the vertical shot. Rod Gaddison says, you're not fooling me. Interception. Catamounts ball when we come back.
For the first time tonight, the Catamounts break out the turnover belt on the interception. The deep pass intercepted by Rod Gaddison.
Bottom of the screen, it was press coverage 0, man-to-man, and Gaddison knows, listen, on sudden changes, offenses like to go vertical. Man, he turns those hips and he runs. Great coverage and a nice interception. One play, Western Carolina has the ball back.
Reed in the backfield with Carlos Davis. Davis looking to throw on 1st down, flushed out of the pocket. This is what he does. Takes off with his feet, a little stutter step, picks up extra yards, and he's going to get the 1st down, a gain of 12 on 1st down.
Yeah, and again, I think he can do that a lot tonight. So he's going to have a little pressure up the middle, and then he just slides to the right, keeps his head up, good coverage on the back end, but he's athletic enough and fast enough to get on the outside, picks up a nice block on the outside by Toller Keegley, 19, and just like that, 1st down.
Davis, that is his 3rd rush of 10 or more yards so far tonight. Daquan Dowse was the man who flushed him out of the pocket. 1st down, the handoff is to Reed. Big hole over that left side. Spinning out of bounds. Another 1st down for Western Carolina, gain of 11.
I agree with Kerwin Bell. He's an absolute steal that he ended up at Western Carolina. Watch the speed and vision as he gets in through the hole, and then watch him finish the run for a 180-pound back, and they still don't get him down. Love that. Absolutely love that.
Going quick on offense. Back to Reed on the ground, up the middle. He gets nothing.
Now, he's not going to make a living between the tackles like that, I can tell you that. Both Coach Bells know that.
Noah Collins, the man on the stop for Georgia Tech. We heard Jeff Collins talk to Jalen earlier about making adjustments. What kind of adjustments have you seen on defense?
Well, they're covering excellent in the back end, but what they do is they got to contain the pocket. They're letting Carlos Davis get out of the pocket, and he's hurt them with his throws and his runs. So you got to keep him corralled.
So no gain on 1st, 2nd, and 10. Here comes the blitz. It's picked up nicely. Ely trying to get there from behind. Davis gets away, but they still get him for a loss of 1.
And again, Carlos Davis had time. Western Carolina did a nice job picking up the blitz. As you said, Ace Ely, number 2, up the middle. Nice job by the running back to step up DJ Jones, but exceptional coverage on the back end. Nowhere for Carlos Davis to go. Good decision by not trying to force the ball down the field, just eats it and takes the sack.
With Charlie Thomas on the field, this linebacking core looks completely different.
Looks way more active, don't they?
Yeah. Thomas is in his normal spot. That means Ely can shift over to his normal spot, and this defense is flying around now. 3rd and 11, Jones in the backfield. Davis bobbles the snap, but we got a penalty flag. 2 flags down before the snap.
Ball start, offense, number 74, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That's Tyler Smith, the left tackle.
And that's their first false start tonight. The offensive line has played really well, and Tyler Smith, 33 consecutive games played, very experienced, all SoCon.
Now, we've seen Western Carolina pick up big chunks before. Defensively, what do you have to be aware of?
Give him the underneath stuff. Just come up and make the tackle on 3rd and 16. Nothing over the top.
TJ Jones in the backfield. Pressured. Davis, he's not going to get away. Keon White with the sack.
And that time, the defensive ends come upfield, set the edge, and keep Carlos Davis in the pocket. You see number 6, Keon White, just a nice bull rush. And then you saw Ely coming on that right side to set the edge over there to not let him out. And you know Jeff Collins and Andrew Thacker told this defensive unit, let's come up from the outside and corral him back into the middle. Do not let him get outside and hurt us with his feet. Nice job right there.
3rd sack tonight by this Georgia Tech defense. Punt is away. Fair catch called for at the 38-yard line by Nate McCollum. Georgia Tech defense, they're starting to look like themselves. Getting after it. Offense coming on the field. Jeff Sims, his 3rd year as a starter here at Georgia Tech, comes in top 10 in multiple categories.
Well, I mean, he's built like a Greek god, first of all. We know he's athletic, he can run. He's got a rocket for an arm, but the biggest thing I think he's improved on is his leadership. He said when he was a younger quarterback, he didn't really want to say anything, even though he was a starter.
For more on Jeff Sims, let's send it down to Jalen.
Jeff Sims got his work ethic all the way back when he was 12. He started a lawn mowing service with his dad, Curb Appeal Cuts. He said, I talked to his dad earlier this morning, and he said he started him off with just mowing the grass, blow it off, and then he stepped up to riding mowers. So his dad was giving him a little stipend for every job that they did, and Jeff said that's how he knows the value of $1 now. He said, I'm a big money saver now.
Dante Smith over the right side, a big hole, picks up a 1st down, and Jalen, when we heard him tell us that story in our meetings this week, it was cool because everyone's talked about his work ethic.
Yeah.
And to learn where it actually comes from, here it is, Curb Appeal Cuts.
Well, and he said he idolizes his parents. His father taught him so much. And you asked him what he would spend his money on. He's like, I like to save it, like Jalen said. But we did get him to say maybe, some sneakers.
Dante Smith, a plunge ahead. And what was cool about that, too, is that he had all these wants, right? When you start working, you have all these things you want to buy. Once you realize how hard it is to make $1, he's like, nah, I don't need that stuff anymore.
Yeah.
I'm going to save my money. If I spend it, I'm going to get my mama something.
There you go. Yeah, great kid. Great conversation with him yesterday.
2nd and 8, Smith in the backfield. Here's Sims under the center, excuse me. Sims over the left side. He is a power runner. And the loss against Clemson, 9 rushes for 30 yards tonight. Another gain of 5. Ready with 3 touchdowns tonight.
Well, he's on his way to going over 100 tonight. He's running hard. Good job by that offensive line, and really just some downhill outside zone off tackle with Dontae Smith.
So far, Dante Smith on 9 carries, averaging over 10 yards per touch. That is impressive. Handoff inside, that goes to McDuffie. McDuffie keeps those legs moving, and he's got himself a 1st down, a gain of 9.
We mentioned it in the first half that they lost their best running back, Jahmyr Gibbs, transferred to Alabama. So coach told us what's the money ball effect. We use 3 different guys because they all do something different. And together we try to get them to do what Jahmyr Gibbs did as one person.
Because he said there's no replacing Jahmyr Gibbs and what he does. McDuffie, he's your every down back. Smith is the slasher. Hall, he's got that home run ability. Faking the handoff. Here's Sims rolling out to his left. He is being chased and will step out of bounds. That was KJ Milner, the defensive end, given pursuit, a gain of 7.
You see the athleticism of Jeff Sims. It just kind of looks like he's floating on the outside. He just turns the corner and gets a positive gain. And again, he's listed at 6'4", 220. You know, talking to people at Georgia Tech, they said, listen, I think he's actually grown. Bigger than it now. Late bloomer.
McDuffie in the backfield. Smith on the move. Handoff. This is Hassan Hall. There's the three-headed monster at running back. Hall getting in on the action. A gain of 20.
That plays from my Pop Warner days. That's an inside scissors. Look at that. Come back inside, the inside handoff. Little trap play. We should call that scissors play. Love it.
First and goal, under 5 minutes to play here in this third quarter. That is the fourth different Georgia Tech player to rush for 20 or more yards. First and goal, handoff. This is McDuffie. He'll be stopped at the 2. And we have an injured Western Carolina player down in the end zone. So we're going to step aside, let them attend to the player who would. After Micah Nelson was helped off the field, Georgia Tech setting up, knocking on the door. It'll be second and goal from the 2.
Got to give it to McDuffie, your big back, 217-pounder. Get some push, get it in the end zone.
Malachi Carter, the lone receiver, down the screen. There's handoff. Getting in there is Dylan McDuffie. Touchdown, Georgia Tech.
And there's the money ball effect, right? We've seen all 3 running backs carry the ball successfully in that possession. The offense did exactly what they needed to do. Get the stop, get down there, get the score, and if my math is correct, because it is, because we talked about it during the commercial, that's 28 unanswered points.
Potentially.
Potentially. I'm not going to jinx him. I'm not one of those announcers that gives kickers jinx. I don't believe in it.
Kick is up and good on this drive. Georgia Tech, 8 plays, 61 yards. Rini, all on the ground.
Yeah, to me, and it's just attitude, right? Again, Power 5 team, ACC, offensive line, you have to win at the point of attack. And really from the second quarter on, they've done it. And then, you know, you get Dylan McDuffie, your big back in there, lower those shoulders, not going to be stopped from there. And it's been a nice job today running the ball for the Georgia Tech running backs and the offensive line.
Western Carolina scored on their first 2 possessions of the game. They took a 14-7 lead. That was in the first quarter. Ever since, it has been all Georgia Tech, 28 unanswered points. And the last time Georgia Tech had 5 or more rushing touchdowns, you got to go back to 2018. That was at Virginia Tech.
Yeah, I mean, offensively, Georgia Tech's been fine tonight. I think, you know, had a few holes defensively, still have to work on a few things, but this was a game tonight where Georgia Tech, it was a must-win. You know, I'm going to say it was a must-win. You've dropped your last 7. These kids need a W, and we haven't even talked about what they have coming up, but still got a ways to go in this game.
Gavin Stewart boots that one through the end zone. Next Saturday, it's a full roster of college football on ACC Network and ACC Network Extra. 11 a.m. Eastern, you got Wofford, Virginia Tech. At 2 o'clock Eastern, Old Dominion, Virginia. At 5, Liberty taking on Wake Forest. At 6 p.m., North Carolina A&T taking on Duke. And in the nightcap at 8 p.m. Eastern, Louisiana Tech taking on Clemson. Which game do you like the most?
You know, I like Clemson. I know they're playing Louisiana Tech, but I think Clemson's the team that I think has a really good chance of getting back to the playoff this year. But of course, North Carolina Duke, and with what Duke did and what North Carolina's doing defensively, or lack of, that should be a fun one as well.
Corey Reddick in at running back. He gets his first touch of the ball game. Whoa, look out, Charlie Thomas. Welcome to the ball game.
Well, he's rested up, right? He's rested up, and he's angry. Didn't get to play in the first half because of the targeting last week, and hello. That's what you love to do out of your money linebacker.
Reddick will stay in the game after a gain of 1 on first down. Davis out of the shotgun. Looking left, will find Reddick out of the backfield. Stutter step, lowers his shoulder, ripped down, thrown out of bounds about 2 yards short, a gain of 7. That was Kyle Kennard on the stop.
Good quick pass underneath, though. Positive yards. Don't quite get the first down.
What has changed in this game when Western Carolina scored on their first 2 possessions, nothing since?
Well, they were letting the receivers get on top of them. We talked about that earlier. You can't let them get on top. So after those first 2 touchdowns, the defensive back said, okay, no more, and they've been playing much better in the back end.
Nice adjustment by defensive coordinator Andrew Thacker. 3rd and 2. Davis looking over the middle, pressured. He gets popped, bounces off of Thomas, and falls forward to get a first down, a gain of 3. But those were 3 tough yards by Davis.
He's hurt.
And now he's down.
Yeah, that's a big-time hit by Charlie Thomas. But, I mean, give Carlos Davis credit because he bounces off and he gets the first down.
First down.
And that's just where Charlie Thomas knows, listen, I hit him good, but I got to wrap him up. When you don't wrap up a good player, he bounces off and picks up the first down. Now, he walked off the field, so hopefully Carlos Davis is okay and can return to this game, because that was a heck of a run there to keep fighting and get the first down.
So with Carlos Davis going to the bench, and you see him take his helmet off, that'll bring the backup quarterback, Cole Gonzalez. Now, he's a true freshman. He's a former baseball player in high school. He's got an arm. He can throw a 94-mile-per-hour fastball. He likes to sling it out there. 1st and 10 for Gonzalez. Fakes the handoff on the run, throws over the middle, completes to Bellinger. Nicely done by the true freshman, completing his first pass.
Yeah, how about off the bench, first pass, roll him out, calm, finds Bellinger, completion, first down.
Now, we're told that Gonzalez can run as well, but he needs to learn how to slide and get down. He's a true freshman. He's just excited to be out there right now.
A couple hits from Charlie Thomas, and he'll decide to start sliding.
Picks up the first down, his first completed pass. 1st and 10. How about Gonzalez making a check at the line, the freshman with some poise. 1st and 10. Handoff is to Reddick. Gets to the outside, runs through an arm tackle, and another broken tackle. When Georgia Tech looks at the film, a lot of missed tackles tonight.
And a lot of chunk plays, right? A lot of big yardage plays, 10 plus or more. And that's one thing they have to clean up.
So a big run for Corey Reddick, picks up another first down into Georgia Tech territory. Approaching a minute to play here in this 3rd quarter. Gonzalez on 1st and 10 will hand it off to Reddick. Reddick finds a hole. He is another slippery back for the Catamounts. Another good gain, a gain of 7 on 1st.
Good blocking on the left side. Good cutback by Reddick. Good pickup on first down.
Western Carolina looking to use some pace here on this drive. Quick snap goes back to Reddick on the ground. A tough gain of 1, maybe 2 yards, so to bring up 3rd and short. That was Charlie Thomas on the stop.
Yeah, and with 15 seconds left, we'll see if they try to get this off. If I'm Western Carolina, I don't rush this play. You got to get this first down. You got to get a touchdown here. Get yourself back in this ball game.
Clock is winding down, 1 second to play, and to your point, that will be the last play here in this 3rd quarter.
That's the end of
the starter, Carlos Davis, on the bench. The freshman, Cole Gonzalez, is in. Western Carolina offense is moving. We'll be back.
Auto owners, insures your car. Because sometimes, something from out of left field.
Back to Georgia Tech, guys. Starting quarterback Carlos Davis for Western Carolina was just taken back to the locker room after that last play where he got hit, he came off the field. He was trying to work out that right shoulder, and the head trainer just sent him back to the locker room. So no word on if he will return, but he is not on the field right now.
All right, Jalen, thank you for that update. The freshman Cole Gonzalez is in. He keeps it himself, spinning, and he gets the first down. This is the first playing action of the career for Cole Gonzalez, playing against Georgia Tech.
Yeah, just getting back to Carlos Davis real quick. You just don't want to lose him in this game. Obviously, you're trying to win the game if you're Western Carolina, but how many times did Coach Kerwin Bell tell us our goal is to win a SoCon championship, right? The school's never done it, so let's hope Carlos Davis is okay. But yeah, Cole Gonzalez had a little moxie to him, the true freshman out of Trinity Catholic in Ocala, Florida, excuse me.
Poppy Williams to the left of Gonzalez, TJ Jones to the right. The handoff is to Jones. He goes inside to the left and gets out of bounds on first down.
You know, the coaches told us about the speed of their team. They weren't lying. I mean, there's good speed on this Catamounts team all over the place, not just at wide receiver. The running backs have impressed as well.
And the key is Poppy Jones.
Yeah.
He's from South Florida. He has been the lead recruiter for this Western Carolina team. You wouldn't think they'd have all these Florida kids on the roster,
yeah,
but he puts in the good word. They get guys who have maybe committed to D1 programs, and they get dropped through a commitment, and they end up here at a really good Western Carolina program. 2nd and 6 here in this fourth quarter, inside the 25. Faking the handoff. Gonzalez looking to throw, dumps off underneath. That's the tight end Bellinger. Bellinger rattled down. A first down for the Catamounts. TK Chimedza with the tackle.
I've been impressed with A.J. Bellinger tonight as well. He's made some nice catches, gotten upfield, picked up some big first downs.
I just like the first playing time in your career to be at Georgia Tech. You'll remember this night.
They'll remember it more if he can put it in the end zone here on this drive.
11th play of the drive coming up on first down. Bobbles the snap. Gonzalez will slide down. For a freshman, made a good play.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have an issue with him trying to pick it up there because he got a good bounce, but then he saw the defender out of his left side. He said, let me just get down. So, smart play.
The coaches were worried about it. He wouldn't be able to slide. And when you see that speed coming at you, you're going to get down.
But these are very valuable reps for Cole Gonzalez.
So loss of 10 on the play brings up 2nd and 20. TJ Jones to the left of Gonzalez in the backfield. Gonzalez out of the shotgun, setting up the screen. Here's Jones, and he gets ridden down by the turf monster.
Yeah, that one hurts because he's got Green in front of him. Probably not going to get the first down, but he's going to pick up a bunch more yardage. And the screen game has been really good for Western Carolina tonight. It's worked almost every time, and it would have worked there if Jones could have kept his feet. So you got 2 downs here to pick up this first down. They're not going to kick a field goal. Believe me, Kerwin-Bell will not kick a field goal at this point. So try to pick half of it up here if you can. Give yourself a shot on 4th down.
3rd and 20. Gonzalez looking left, puts some air underneath of it, and underthrows his receiver, Poppy Williams.
Well, it looked like he got tugged a little bit, but the underthrow, ball goes down, and he actually may kick it now because it's 4th and so long, but we'll see a little bit. Yeah, good no call there. Good no call. A little contact by KJ Wallace, 16, but he turned and found the ball. And yeah, and because it is so far, I do agree with this one to kick it. And he wants a pass interference. See how angry he was. Now, I agree with him. KJ Wallace started to turn the receiver, but he came off at the end and looked up and played the ball. So that's why I think it was a good no call.
So Brandon Dickerson is out to attempt a 44-yard field goal. Snap is clean, kick is up, and he got it. Brandon Dickerson from 44 yards kicks the field goal through. First points of the game for Western Carolina since their 2nd drive of the game.
And I think it's important. Obviously, they would have loved a touchdown there, but they get the field goal, positive momentum.
Later tonight from Blacksburg, it's the ACC Huddle team with a full recap of Boston College and Virginia Tech. You get all the highlights and analysis as well as interviews with players and coaches right here on the ACC Network and the ESPN app. Welcome back to Atlanta. John Schriffen, Rini Angolia, Jalen Johnson on the call tonight. It was 14-7 in the first quarter, Western Carolina, that Georgia Tech has really poured it on. A good showing here in their home opener.
Well, and talking to the coaches, the one thing they wanted them to be able to do was react to adversity. They had adversity early in this game. Western Carolina looked good. They've been controlling the line of scrimmage, doing a nice job in the run game as Georgia Tech.
That was the emphasis tonight, really to run the ball. They weren't able to establish the run against Clemson in the loss on Monday. Look at the rushing attack has done tonight.
Yeah, and Dante Smith has been really the leader there, but that last possession, we saw Dylan McDuffie, Hassan Hall, of course, Jeff Sims, and the nice 40-yard TD run by Nate McCollum on the reverse. So a good job by Georgia Tech running the ball tonight, and kudos to that offensive line.
And if you look at the time of possession, Western Carolina has really doubled the time of possession of Georgia Tech, but Georgia Tech has made the most of it. Inside handoff, the pitch is to Malik Rutherford, and he has no gain on first down.
Yeah, a little old school, little inside toss to Rutherford, but good recognition by Western Carolina defensively. Let them go east and west. Just make sure you have the speed to catch them, and they've done a nice job tonight.
Dontae Smith with 3 touchdowns on the night in the backfield to the right of Sims. Smith gets the rock. Taken down at his ankles. Taken down by Valealai Matafau.
Say that 3 times fast.
I practiced that one.
And this is where, if you're Georgia Tech, you're up 35-17. You're coming up 10 minutes left in the fourth. You got to really get that running game going, grind the clock out, keep getting these first downs, and just keep Western Carolina offense off the field.
3rd and 5. Sims throws across the field, incomplete, was looking for Rutherford.
And it just looked like on that throw, Jeff Sims just didn't set his feet and really turn his hips into it. The ball kind of fluttered down, and just like that, talking about getting first downs and running time off the clock, Western Carolina defense steps up and gets a stop.
Jeff Collins, the Western Carolina grad. It was interesting, he told us he learned so much about his time coaching at Western Carolina, including a philosophy that he still uses today. A lot of teams use a 2-deep format. You've got your starter and the guy who comes in behind him. Coach Collins says, I don't believe in a 2-deep. I want every guy to be ready, and it goes back to his time at Western Carolina. We'll get into it after this punt. That's David Stanahan punting it away. Takes a right turn at the 35. Will be down at the 34. A.J. Colombo let that one bounce in front of him. We'll follow up on that Jeff Collins story when we come back to break. Yellow Jackets, they are feeling good in Atlanta tonight. Georgia Tech looking good in their home opener, looking for their
storylines in the ACC today.
Western Carolina back on the field. Their starter, Carlos Davis, left with an injury on the last drive. So Cole Gonzalez, a true freshman, back for his second drive. Handoff is to Reed, dragged down at his ankles by Charlie Thomas. All right, so finishing that story about Jeff Collins, he doesn't believe in a 2-deep. He calls it above the line or below the line. It goes back to his days as a coach at Western Carolina, defensive coordinator. He said there was a game when I had a defensive back go down, my starter. So his backup was like my 4th best defensive back, but he practiced like a backup all week. So when he got in the game, he just got torched. He said, after that, I got rid of the 2-deep. Every time you practice, you're going to practice like a starter. Gonzalez on the roll. Picked off. Charlie Thomas with an interception, taking it back over the right side. He's got a caravan with him. Past the 15, sidesteps, brought down at the 12. Charlie Thomas, a 28-yard interception return.
And I believe that's the 3rd takeaway from that Georgia Tech defense. And the 4th takeaway, excuse me, I don't want to shortchange him one. And you see the impact Charlie Thomas, the money linebacker, makes. He made the tackle before for a minimal gain, and then right in the middle of the field makes the interception and a great run afterwards. Thomas only playing in the second half because he missed the first half, has 7 tackles, an interception, a sack, and a TFL. That's a pretty good second half thus far.
Jeff Collins, he is still locked in. Got the game face on. He wants to finish this one off strong. Handoff is McDuffie, wrapped up at his ankles by Hayward McQueen, a gain of 1.
You said the key word, right? Finish it off. That's what this team has been trying to do, finish games. We talked about the Clemson game. They were in that game late in the 3rd quarter, and they just let it get away from them. You got to finish, and do it here offensively. You get the big takeaway by the defense. You got to put it in the end zone here if you're the offense.
McDuffie stays in the backfield to the left of Sims. He will get a touch. No, Sims on the keeper. And he is spun down. That's Torres Dotson coming up from his cornerback spot. Again, no gain.
And he's a transfer from Division II Valdosta State. I mean, Western Carolina just doesn't have some FBS transfers. They have some D2 guys that have come up. And right there, Dotson does a nice job in run support.
We talk about that Clemson game. There were a lot of positives to take away from that game. Even though the offensive line got pushed back a lot, they learned what it takes to play against an NFL lineman. Hurdling a defender, getting popped is McDuffie. That was Leilani Matafau with the tackle, a gain of 4.
Yeah, and the problem is when you jump, you know, you have your feet are off the ground, obviously, so you can't really do anything. And you see the linebacker, Leilani Matafau. How was that, pretty good? I said it a little quick, but good tackle by the young linebacker. And forcing Georgia Tech to a field goal.
Here's Jude Kelly coming on to attempt a 25-yard field goal. Snap is clean, kick is up. And no good. He missed it left. So special teams was something they wanted to clean up this week. Kelly misses the field goal.
Yeah, and you just, if you're Georgia Tech, you get the takeaway, you have great field position, you have to.
Well, Jalen told us earlier the starter Carlos Davis went into the locker room with a right shoulder injury. He is back out. His shoulder is in a sling. Huge loss for the Catamounts.
Yeah, and let's hope it's not serious because this team can really contend in the Southern Conference.
Gonzalez will take off with his feet. An awkward slide, but a slide nonetheless to get the first down.
He just went down. You know, he doesn't want to, do the baseball slide. And of course, he knows how to do it. But boy, a little bit of a magician there. Looked like he was going to get sacked. Defender runs right by him. Kyle Kennard. Gonzalez picks up the first down.
Corey Reddick running back in the backfield with Gonzalez. 1st and 10 as we approach 7 minutes to play in this 4th quarter. Reddick on the carry. And Reddick with a tough gain of 2. Reddick, another one of those guys who potentially could have gone D1. He was originally a Navy commit. Decided he didn't want to go the military route, and he ended up here at Western Carolina. So to your point, Reedy, a ton of guys who are athletic and can play here at the Catamounts.
And Kerwin Bell also recruits Florida heavily. A lot of Florida guys on this team, and when you go down to the Sunshine State, you usually come back with speed.
Under 7 minutes to play, 2nd and 8 for the Catamounts. Back on the ground with Reddick. Tons of room on that right side, and there's a speed burst, another first down.
And if the game holds and Georgia Tech gets the win and a much-needed win, that's good. But a lot of deficiencies we've seen, right, defensively for Georgia Tech. They need to fix for sure.
The dark side not as imposing just yet. Defensive coordinator Andrew Thacker trying to get his guys fired up to finish this game strong. Under 6 minutes to play here in Atlanta. You like that name, the dark side?
Yeah, but you got to play up to it, right? Your defense has to be nasty to be called the dark side, so they're working on it.
Play clock winding down, snap is off. Gonzalez pressured, he'll take off now and will dive forward past the 45 to the 46, again a 4.
Yeah, avoids the sack, gets upfield. So, again, the one thing you're getting for Cole Gonzalez is you're getting meaningful reps, right? Which, you need that experience, and they're getting it.
Second and 6, fakes the handoff, drops back. A deep pass down to the right side, incomplete. There is a penalty flag on the play. It was intended for Malik Knight. It was Zamari Walton, the man in coverage.
Pass interference, defense, number 7. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And good ball by Cole Gonzalez. One-on-one down there. They're both jockeying a little bit. Yeah, it's a little ticky-tack for me. I probably would have let that go, but he had that right arm on him, did Zamari Walton, and that's kind of what the referee looks at, right? Do you have that hand on his hip? Do you turn him at all? And turned him a little bit, but yeah, That's one I could have went without.
Just the first penalty the second half for Georgia Tech, and they have some really big corners. Amari Walton is 6'2". They play press coverage because they have the size on the outside.
Yeah, I mean, that looked like really good coverage to me. And Zamari Walton, by the way, he's one of the players that's been here from the beginning. You know, he's not a, you know, obviously we've seen a lot of turnover with roster, with transfer portal. You know, Zamari Walton's been here from the beginning.
Jones and Reed in the backfield with Gonzalez on 1st and 10. Snap, and multiple flags are down.
Well, they were blitzing with the kitchen sink there.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
It's a technical term defenses use, kitchen sink, until the offensive line got a little jittery there, which completely understand. And that's a tired bunch tonight. But I tell you what, I've been impressed with the Western Carolina offensive line tonight.
So a 5-yard penalty will back him up, 1st and 15. 3 wide receivers for Cole Gonzalez. Jones and Reed remain in the backfield. Faking the handoff. Gonzalez is gobbled up. Big 95, Jason Moore with the tackle.
Yeah, Moore with a good bull rush right up the middle. Takes on the offensive lineman, Dalton Tomlinson. Gets to the quarterback and makes the play.
Moore is a guy not getting a lot of playing time, and now late in the game, this is a chance to open the eyes of your coaches, maybe get some playing time in the future. 2nd and 21 after that drop.
Yeah, you love to see the motor out of a big defensive tackle like that.
Empty backfield for Gonzalez, sets up the screen to Jones. Jones, look at those cuts, middle of the field. Excuse me, that was Desmond Reed. Falls down inside the 40 to 36, a gain of 15.
Yeah, again, strong screen game for the Catamounts tonight. They've been successful almost every time they've tried to run a screen.
If you're Georgia Tech, what do you have to do to clean that up defensively?
It almost looks to me like they were surprised with the quickness of the Catamounts tonight and their running backs and wide receivers, but really it's just recognizing the play and reading it, diagnosing it, and getting to it at the point of attack.
3rd and 6, under 4 minutes to play. Here comes the pressure. Kyle Kennard bringing the heat, just gobbling up Desmond Reed.
And that's one there, I think, just the inexperience of Cole Gonzalez. I think, you know, you would, in a perfect world, he would pull that, but it might have just been a true outside zone, not a zone read, because it didn't look like Cole Gonzalez had his head up to pull it. So 4th and 10. Yeah, you're going to go for it here, John. I'm reading your mind. Yeah, you're down 18, 3 minutes left. You go for it.
Under 3 minutes. The freshman quarterback stays on the field for the Catamounts. 4th and 10. Rolling out to his right. Pressured on the run. Completed, but he's not going to get the first down. Turnover on downs.
Yeah, good tackle by Tatum. Let him make the catch, but tackle him short. Georgia Tech will take over on downs.
Welcome back to Bobby Dodd Stadium. Earlier today, there was a special guest on the field for the coin toss. That is 11-year-old Kane Chastain, who last week was hit in a hit-and-run after the Clemson-Georgia Tech game. Coach Jeff Collins sent him a video after the game wishing him a speedy recovery. He is going to have to go through 6 months of rehab for that broken leg, though, guys.
Just an awful story, but Kane, all of us here, the ACC Network, wish you a speedy recovery, young man. And a cool scene by the Georgia Tech family, having him on the field. You can see how close this community is.
Tough young man, too, so I can see him in a few years wearing a Georgia Tech jersey.
That's right.
Helmet.
Georgia Tech looking to run out the clock here, under 3 minutes to play. Dante Smith with that first run there. What an impressive game by that young man.
Yeah, he's done a nice job from the jump, too. He's ready to play. He's run with power, speed, kind of done it all. Great vision as well.
Hassan Hall will be the man in the backfield now for Georgia Tech, as Smith over 100 yards on the game. This is Hall. and he is stopped for no gain. You know, spending our time around this Georgia Tech program, you can tell that there's a different feel around the program this year. We're a lot of fragmented. Last year was kind of offense versus defense, but after that loss against Clemson, they are together, they are tight. They will look like they'll pick up this win, but when you look at their schedule going forward, they have a tough road this year.
They needed this win. They've lost 7 straight, so they needed this win badly. That's the good news. The bad news is, look at the next 3 games. Ole Miss won today, I believe. UCF lost a tough one to Louisville last night, but they got to go on the road there, and then they got to go on the road to Pitt. So the next 3 weeks are a gauntlet for Georgia Tech.
3rd and 6. On the ground, this is Hall, and he is stopped at the 40, a gain of 1.
And see, this is going to be
First charge timeout.
a bugaboo for Jeff Collins, right? You got a couple minutes left in the game.
30 seconds.
You've been running the ball really well. You have to get first downs against teams. Keep the clock moving, make them use their timeouts. Now it's 4th and 5. Catamounts had all 3 timeouts. They used 1. Now they've just extended the game. You got to punt to them. You got to be able to close games out on the ground.
Next Saturday, we got a full roster of college football on ACC Network and ACC Network Extra. First game of the schedule, 11 a.m. Eastern. Wofford taking on Virginia Tech. At 2 Eastern, Old Dominion. They already have a big win over Virginia Tech. They take on the other Virginia school, Virginia. 5 p.m. Eastern, Liberty Wake Forest. At 6, it's North Carolina A&T against Duke. And the nightcap at 8 p.m. Eastern, Louisiana Tech taking on Clemson.
Virginia Tech up 17-3. Second quarter over Boston College tonight. So Brent Pry, new coach there. And if BC gets knocked off, they're going to be 0-2.
So David Stanahan on to punt for Georgia Tech. A.J. Colombo, the deep man for the Catamounts.
Last 3 drives for Georgia Tech. 10 plays, only 15 yards, 2 3-and-outs. You just can't do that when you're trying to close games out.
Stanahan, a low line drive fielded at the 15 by Colombo. Has some space, returns it up the right side, tackled high, out of bounds past the 35. A 45-yard punt and a 20-yard return. Georgia Tech, the defense, getting after it, forcing turnovers tonight.
Yeah, so after giving a couple big plays early, the defense did a nice job in the back end with coverage. Great job. 4 takeaways. Exactly what you want to do. Now, I think they gave too much up in the run game, so they got to clean it up a little bit. But on the back end, excellent. And they look like a different defense when number 1 right there, Charlie Thomas, was inserted in the game in the second half after he sat out the first half for targeting. So a lot of great things tonight to work on and a few other things to clean up. And it's always easier to clean up issues after a win.
Under a minute to play in this one. On to the ground. The Catamounts are going to try to run this one. That's Brandon Adams with the carry. Just a gain of 1. To your point, when Charlie Thomas came to the game, a completely different looking linebacker. But they got Tatum experience in that first half. He practiced all week. They're going to need him later on this season.
There's no doubt. And I think, again, this team will grow both offensively and defensively, but I think even more so defensively.
Adams is dragged down. A good tackle made by Tatum. There's Tatum just calling his name.
Right on cue. Young linebacker that can run. You love to see them make tackles in space. And again, they're going to grow, I think, the most defensively, and they're going to have to. But again, a much-needed win tonight for Georgia Tech. These kids need to celebrate a win. It's been a long time.
Final seconds of the ball game. 1 second to play, and that'll do it. Georgia Tech wins their home opener, their first win of the season, a 35-17 win over Western Carolina.
I like the resilience from Georgia Tech, right? There was some, response from not playing well early, and I like that. Things to clean up, they'll do it again. Much better to clean things up after a win. We showed you their schedule. They got a tough